Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. If you're the sort of person that would ill-treat a child, then you should have that child removed from your care, whether you're the parent or not. Be it physical, mental, emotional, or the other one. Any form of abuse deserves you to see the inside of a court and the child to be taken into care where it can be treated properly. Now, if you're the parent of a child who identifies as a cat, and instead of, talking to the child, telling that child that it's not a cat, that it's a human being and it better start behaving as one, rather than what's happening here, enabling it, and then getting the school to enable it, then, you need to see the inside of a courtroom. You are unfit parents. You are abusive. Let's look at this article. So, bright teenage girl who identifies as a cat, branded symptom of radical left. Not that bright, really, if she doesn't know that she's a human being. In fact, pandered and, ill brought up would be a more accurate title. Poor child. I mean, absolutely feel sorry for the child because this has been enabled by the parents. So it's a child who is suffering from bad parenting. Let's not blame the child. But let's not call her too bright either. Australian schools are facing claims that students are being allowed to identify as cats in what a senator labelled a symptom of the radical left, a symptom of stupidity, a symptom of an inability to treat people with respect, and a symptom of fear of upsetting people because this constant need of wokery that everybody's view is right, even when the view is quite plainly wrong. An 8-year-old girl who's been described as phenomenally bright. Phenomenally bright? I don't think so. Has reportedly been allowed by her school to act like a feline and be non-verbal. According to those close to the family, her Melbourne private school is allowing the teenager to do so as long as she is not a distraction to her fellow pupils. The school did not confirm the claims, but said in a statement that students were displaying a range of issues from mental health, anxiety or identity issues. No, the school is showing a lack of intelligence, a lack of parental oversight. They stand in loco parentis. And yet there's very little parentis there being loco too. And they are allowing this to happen rather than banning it and forcing the girl to behave like a human being. And instead of allowing this kind of stupid behaviour, which will ultimately damage the child because it's a formative years and she thinks that she can get away with this crap, but she won't in the real world. They're not preparing this child properly. They're not educating her properly. They're abusing her. Now, it added, our approach is always unique to the student and we will take into account professional advice and well-being of the student. An unnamed source close to the family told the Herald Sun, no one seems to have a protocol for students identifying as animals, but the approach has been that if it doesn't disrupt the school, everyone is being supportive. Yeah, in other words, if you sit in the corner and be quiet and don't learn anything and don't respond to questions when asked to show that you are learning anything or to learn social interaction, which is so important to be learnt at this time of life, that's fine. Sit in the corner, lick your own ghoulies and get on with it. The school is wrong. It's just plain wrong. We know this. Everyone who is not a complete banana knows this. Ralph Brabbit from the United Australia Party attacked the teenager, telling her in a Facebook rant, "You're not a cat, you're a little girl." The end. He added that the story was an example of the radical left running rampant and unchecked in society. Well, of course it is. It's schools. It's education. I say this time and time again. For God's sake, keep your children away from teachers. The left, teaching professions, everything. They're radical left. They're Marxist. They're communist. They are so far to the left. And let's face it, the abuse they dole out to children I don't think it ends with educational abuse. I think there's a lot of P going on. I would no more trust a teacher than I'd trust a Catholic priest. They are none of them to be trusted with children. Educate at home if you possibly can. It's far, far safer and you don't get crap like this. The paper reported that they had taken to walking on all fours and cutting holes in the uniforms to make rooms for tails. It is believed they were identifying as either foxes or cats, and one parent said that a girl had screamed at another student for sitting on her tail. The claims have been denied by the school, who said they were not aware of any furries. Our Safer Schools explained the internet is a constantly changing global forum that is filled with many different types of communities, and if you're letting young children be influenced by this, then you are a terrible, terrible parent and an awful human being. These communities often allow people to express themselves in a way that frees them for what they consider to be societal norms. Well, it is normal in a school, because certainly in Britain, I'm pretty sure it's the same in Australia, certainly the same in America. The school system has been infiltrated with the cancer of socialism. And they push agenda time and time and time again. They don't educate children, they brainwash children. They push them down these lines to create the frontline shock troops in their imaginary war. And it damages children. Teachers are little better than peas. I maintain it all along. They cause so much damage to children. And it just goes on and it's saying, oh, they're blaming this, that and the other. They're blaming the internet and that. No, it isn't the internet. It's teachers. It's parents. It's woke left ideology. It's people not getting a grip and saying, actually, this is shit. Stop it now. That's the problem. They're all too scared to say no to a child. Anyway, I'm going to come up and just laugh at those stupid people, but those dangerous, dangerous teachers and those incredibly dangerous parents who need these children removed immediately and taken into care. I think having the child taken away from the parents would concentrate the minds wonderfully of all those other parents who are allowing their children to dictate to them. It would also send a warning through the children to say, stop acting stupid. But alongside the parents, the best thing would be to jail a few teachers for allowing this, for maltreating pupils, for not teaching them the things they need to know. And we're not talking here just about simply maths, physics, biology and that sort of thing. We're talking about social skills and social interaction. That's just as important. And to let a child just sit in the corner, quietly whimper, that is so, so wrong. So I'd like to see a few teachers going to jail. 4 or 5 years, something like that, nothing major. Just enough to put the fear of God up all the other teachers who won't allow this sort of crap to continue in their classrooms. Anyway, if you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't let your kid become a cat, and goodbye.